I think there's value in versatility, but is there more value in something specifically built for your gun? Hello my friends, Late Boy Scout here, and this is my review of the Black Max HMK holster for the Ruger Mark series. Pretty nice Kydex holster designed exclusively for the Ruger Mark series. This is the Mark II 2245, and it works great with this holster. That's, if you want to tune out right now and just get that bit of information, there, done. The gun works great with the holster. Let's go into some detail though and talk about the construction of it, talk about why it's a good holster option for this gun, maybe one of the best holster options as far as an exclusive holster for the gun. By that I mean a holster that is designed exclusively to be used with this gun. There aren't many others out there. In fact, I've had a hard time finding any others. This Black Max HMK, made by Black Dog Magazine, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a subsidiary of Tactical Solutions up there in Boise, Idaho. Here's the bit of literature that comes with the holster. It came in a little, plastic case, whatever, and this is what came with it. So there's Black Dog Magazine, Boise, Idaho, if you want to get in touch with them about it. Materials: Kydex. It's reversible for right or left-handed carry. Adjustable retention, accommodates up to a 2-inch belt. Also, another thing I want to talk about is that it's available in a low ride or high ride belt design, accommodating up to 2-inch belt. This right here would be the high ride version of the holster. And to get the low ride version, well, you just do some looking, I guess, but the difference is on the low ride that this is actually mounted down around here. Okay, so you actually, the plate is very similar, but this molded out area where it attaches to is down here instead of up there. So this is obviously the high ride version. If you want the low ride, go find that one. I went with this one because it imitates concealed carry a little more closely. And I wanted to use my 2245 as a trainer for concealed carry and just kind of various tactical and, tactical, I guess we'll call them tactical drills, okay, tactical handgun drills. And this worked pretty well for that, really well with this specific gun. So I think I mentioned that it's made of Kydex. Let's talk about and show you some of the construction and why it's such a good holster. This area, as you can see, is wide open, completely cut out. Why is that a good thing? Doesn't seem like it would be a good thing, but it is, and I'll tell you why. Because on the Ruger Mark series, this Mark II 2245 doesn't reflect this, but on some of the Ruger Mark series, and that's been cleared, so I'll go ahead and close that now, you've actually got drilled out areas on some of your guns, some of your 2245s and your other Mark series guns. And that allows you to attach a rail and then attach a nice big scope or whatever. It can be a nice hunting gun, some serious target plinking type of gun. And in order to accommodate that, accommodate what lots of folks will do with their Rugers, Black Max or Black Dog Magazine wanted to, give you the option of keeping that on as you have this thing holstered. So that is pretty huge. Okay, I don't know of any other holsters out there that give you that option. And that's a really well thought out thing. Okay, they not only made a holster that is exclusively built for this gun and holds it very well, but they also said, you know what, we know how people use this gun, a lot of people use it, let's accommodate this holster to that usage. So it's wide open there for a big scope, big whatever you might have on your gun. All right, excellent, good job with that. Next, it is, I think I mentioned this as I was reading from here, it is completely reversible to left or right hand carry. How's that work? Well, you see some screws here. These screws double for switching it to left hand, but also they aid in the retention level. So if you're not happy with how tight your gun fits in there or how loose it is or whatever, you just crank these down. It doesn't need any special tools, and that's a relief. You don't need to go find that fitting Allen wrench. Just grab whatever Phillips head screwdriver you have laying around, or Leatherman, or whatever you've got, and just get that tightened to your heart's content. Same with on the other side. There are the other screws. And so this is kind of a neat arrangement, actually. I like the way that they manage this. So what you got here are the screws going out this way, okay, and then attaching in there. All right, and then on the other side, you got the screws going in this way, and attaching all the way through to there, to these little receiving nuts. Okay, why is that a good thing? Because you don't have to take this thing all the way off your belt to adjust for tension. That's smart. You just whip your little Leatherman out of your pocket, whatever you got. I've got a Style PS4. Keep this on me all the time. You can take this out and get the, where is it? The little flathead, or sorry, the two-dimensional Phillips. Get this in here and make some little quick adjustments to it while it's still on my belt. Okay, that's really smart. They really thought this thing out. Yeah, good job all around on this. Obviously, you've got a nice flat plate here. This is about a 2-inch opening for your belt. So it accommodates large belts. If you've got a small belt, 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, something like that, this will do a kind of thing where it sort of shifts around as you draw. Okay, you can probably find a way to shim that if you really wanted to stop it. I don't know, stuff some paracord down there, loop it around a few times to stop it. That'd be one way to deal with it. Or just, you know, accept the fact that it's going to shift up and down every time you draw. Okay? Back to reversing it. Obviously, those screws would just kind of back out of there, and these ones would back out of here. The whole thing comes off. You know, the other side is just a mirror of this side. Then you would flip this around to your other side or whatever, turn that around and fit it on this way, and reattach it, you know, basically the same way it was before, but in a mirrored fashion. And they actually have instructions for that right here in the packaging. So if I'm not explaining it to you well, trust me, you know, when you buy this thing and pick it up, you've got all the instructions for making that work. No worries. Lots of detailed instructions. Okay? So they got you covered. So the Black Max HMK holster for the Ruger Mark series is an excellent design, exclusively built for that series. Why would you maybe not want a holster exclusively designed for that? Versatility, pretty much. Versatility. And here are some options for possible versatility. Here's something really cheap. I don't remember where I picked it up or who made it. Does it work? It kind of works. And here's some upsides and downsides to versatility. See, because when you bring this in, okay, it'll sort of sit there. The trigger guard's not completely covered, but you can, I think you can force it through. Let's just have a look at this. I don't want to tell you something without being sure that it works. Yeah, see, you can get that through. But then look at this. The front sight hooks on there and is almost impossible to get out. Okay, unless I kind of wiggle it. So using this in any kind of a quick draw, any sort of a practice scenario, no, not really. You know, it does give you the versatility where you can add just about any gun to it, use this as your range holster. But I think that, you know, the advantage goes to this one if you want, you know, to be able to draw from it kind of quickly and do some real practice drills. Next, here's another holster. This is actually the Glock Sport Combat holster. I've reviewed this one in the past. It's also a great holster, obviously for Glock, but it's the other thing is it's actually a pretty versatile holster. You can use this with a number of other guns. In fact, this one right here fits in it just fine because it's so flexible, you see. This one's so soft, so pliable, that it can be used with a wide variety of firearms. Fits in there pretty well, holds it well enough, doesn't really have any kind of retention to it. Okay, but if you're just at the range, it's kind of gripping it fairly well, so it'll stay in there fairly well. Drawing from it, not too bad. You know, maybe it could get hung up if you're not careful, if you're drawing from a weird angle or something, but you tilt it forward, comes right out. So there's some versatility to a holster like this. I think there's value in versatility, and that's the point I'm trying to make by showing you these two holsters. But is there more value in something specifically built for your gun? Well, that's a decision you're going to have to make. Whatever the case, I think the Black Max HMK holster designed for the Ruger Mark series is a very well designed holster. I highly recommend you pick one up for your Ruger Mark series gun. Thank you all very much for watching this review. I'm the Late Boy Scout, and I'll see you later.